So I went into an internet black hole, and what I came out for the 31 Days of Dread, day 22, was a movie called Body, and it's on Amazon Prime. So let's go. So we're in the morning, or 9 o'clock in the morning. We're actually 11 of. So sun's bright, birds are chirping. The guys down the hall are working, putting together the big unit at the end of my hall. And I had a tour of it a couple weeks ago, and this couple they're doing some amazing work. It's just fantastic. She's a interior designer, and every nook of this space is just used in an amazing way. Multi-leveled 35-foot high ceilings. Their ceilings are higher on that end of the building. Mine are roughly 20 feet, so I could only do a bi-level here at one or two points where it kind of dips above 20 feet, and you can kind of put in another loft part, and like loft unit pretty much, and stand erect. Okay, Beavis and Butthead. Okay, anyway, yeah, so we're talking Body. I found this movie. I was just searching on the net, digging it in, taking it out, putting it in, taking it out, putting it in, and so I was going through like the best independent horror movies, and there was only one or two that made multiple lists. This one made two. So, as I was going through everything on each list, I was checking what was on Netflix, I was checking what was on Amazon, and this one was on Amazon. And I don't know, I like the poster. It has a very Saul Bass poster. And if you guys don't know who Saul Bass is, he is the graphic designer that collaborated with Hitchcock, most notably Vertigo, the title sequence, Psycho, and he is the, I guess, somewhat creditor for designing the shower sequence with Hitchcock. And it goes to show you how deep some collaborations are in movies. Movies are a collaborative environment. They're not, there's very few people who don't need amazing collaborators, and even like assistants to run the mechanics of everything. And the assistants and the collaborators are usually unsung heroes, and the collaborators only get a focus when they ascend, when they do something else, and they come in and consult or help design something, or just be a guy in a room to ask certain questions. And even that, some of those people are the finance people who make sure these movies don't run out when things go crazy. Spawn, 31 Days of Dread, Day 8, Episode 8. I'm looking at you. Spawn ran out of money, which is amazing. Considering how much money Tom McFarlane had during the making of Spawn, I'm not sure how that was even allowed to happen. But yeah, so we're at day 22, and it really feels good. It feels like still behind with the releases, but just at a click of watching horror movie, sitting down, discussing it. This one I crashed out too. Not entirely. I was wanting to record this last night, but I'm still exhausted from one day this week of solid no sleep with alcohol and drugs in my body. And had two meetings following up, but no. But yeah, so what's to say about this movie? We're dealing with this one observation that's emerged through the 31 Days of Dread, which is potentially horror works best when we are dealing with a one confined, like limited environment, limited characters, big idea. Okay, so this movie hits all three of those, hits them well. Again, this is another one where when I finish this movie, And even while I was watching it, yeah, a little upset because I knew the directors just didn't, they didn't go off to do movies that everyone in the world heard of, and it's really depressing when you see talent and you see ability, you see something hit on all cylinders, and you do something and it's good. It's fantastic, actually, and these guys don't get a Star Wars movie now. When this movie came out, the Lucas Disney deal didn't happen, but it might just happen because I'm pretty sure it could have just happened because this movie is a 2015 movie. So I like the poster. It came up a few times on a couple of my searches. So the big idea, we'll start there. The big idea is three women get into a house. They go into the house because it's their friend's uncle's. They want to do something different that night. They're just bored sitting around doing nothing. And they go to her uncle's house, her friend's uncle's house, and they slowly find out that it is not her uncle. They're actually breaking and entering, and the groundskeeper shows up, and the groundskeeper ends up, essentially falling down a flight of stairs. Again, horror movie convention. Horror movies and stairs are like best friends, and they think he's dead. You kind of know he's not dead because it's. But they have this. You see this other girl now. She becomes maniacal, like the villain in her, the evil in her arises. And yeah, she cooks up a scheme. She cooks up a whole story. They start to go through everything, and the guy wakes up. And so at that point, the movie begins. It's escalation. It's they're gonna have to kill him, and it just goes up from there. And this movie essentially has four characters, including the guy on the ground. It has one environment. It has a solid script. I thought the acting, I thought every girl in this movie kicked ass. They really sold it. And so, what happens? If when a movie like this comes out and it doesn't really catch fire, it's what's so sad about it is that when it doesn't catch fire, it's not going to, and the filmmakers can't, the hype's not there, the excitement's not there, and the filmmakers can't ride that wave because there's no wave. This movie, in comparison to something like Get Out, which was a very modestly budget. I think Get Out was made for $7 million. This movie, I would say about $3 million. I'm not even sure. Comparisons, just pound for pound, yeah, this movie's far better than Get Out, because this is essentially a play. This is a play that, or this is a story that can work on stage. It can work as a play, which doesn't always translate. But when we see movies like this, we have to understand that, they're almost to be heightened. The experience of watching movies to be elevated because it's a film of limited means. Not that you should be told that beforehand, but even while you're watching it and you're seeing things unravel, and you're seeing what's being done within the movie, that they're not going from town to town, they're not going to house, they're not traveling, they're not this is an isolated environment, and we have a plot, and it's a limited movie. It's by limited means, and this is where horror resonates. Horror resonates with nothing, with just a camera and a script and a few actors. The best horror is that scenario. You can even argue Poltergeist and Exorcist. They are one house, one room type movies. Exorcist has bigger some more characters. So does Poltergeist. But if you ever want to test your metal, test your might, and see if you can sit down and construct a story like within these types of scenarios, it's very challenging. It's very hard. But I think the two filmmakers, Dane Burke, Robert Olson, they also wrote the movie. They did a heck of a job. They really did. My only real criticism, like of everything regarding this movie is that we kind of saw the ending. You saw the ending coming to a point. After, like, you reach another doorway in this movie where you have to sit down, you have to watch, and you have to see where it goes. That happens a few times. Every time that happens, it pays off. The last time we're at one of those doors is at the end of the movie, and I just feel like it needed a little bit more of a oomph. It needed, I would say, more of a twist. It needed to pivot. The movie needed to move to this one place. I'm not sure what that place is. I haven't really thought about it. But I think what we got at the end was just, yeah, it was boom, like, here we are, movie's over type thing. But I still think getting there was awesome. I think getting there was incredible. The girls, I mean, we gotta give the girls each one a shout out. Helen Rogers, Alexandra Thurston, Lauren Malona, and the guy on the ground was Larry Fessenden. I just have I told you how much I hate saying names. If we wiki this, okay. Perception. I kind of like doing this. Variety wrote that the film fails to rise above its original premise. Okay, the original premise is like three women break into a house and end up with a dead body. Well, okay, how do we rise above that? Okay. Justin Lowe of the Hollywood Reporter, prestigious Hollywood Reporter, described it as an occasional involving low-budget thriller that's too often less than thrilling. Okay, I guess good old Justin knew every little pivot, little twist along the way. I guess he couldn't sink himself into the movie. Patrick Cooper of Bloody Disgusting rated it 3.5 out of 5, and wrote, morbidly entertaining and emotionally honest. Body is one hell of a debut for Dane Burke and Robert Olson. Jess Hicks is also writing for Bloody Disgusting, right? Okay. Hey, yeah, I think Bloody Disgusting nailed it. Jeez, it's kind of funny how the one venue that is targeted towards horror gets the movie, and the two that are not do not. And again, the movie does not rise above an original premise. Okay, there's no horror movie that really has an original premise, unless you're doing Ghost. If you're doing Ghost stuff, it's a ghost. The premise behind the movie is the hook of the entity, is the hook of the ghost, is the hook of the the spirit. Meaning, Sinister has a hook, Conjuring has a hook, Poltergeist has a hook, Exorcist has a hook, Paranormal Activity has a hook. Okay, torture porn, which I hate that term. It's a little bit different. The premise behind that is, how do we get to the torture, or how do we get to this moment where the character is literally dissected? I guess we can all contribute 7 to that started that, and it took a couple years for everything. It was like 7, and then like Hostel. But yeah, so it's just fine. Like, this is why when we discuss movies, we don't use platitudes. we just want to just use language that is clear and crystal, because if we don't, excuse me, got a sorry, I had to cough that up and re-swallow it. But yeah, when we use platitudes, we rob the criticism, and when we rob the criticism, we're taking something away from the filmmakers. This should be unacceptable across the board. I think even when we're discussing movie news, uh, we want to be crystal, we want to be clear, we want to be exact, like a razor knife. If there's opinion within a piece of news or a rumor, if there's legitimate opinion, it will be discussed and forwarded. And these are one of the things I'm unraveling a little bit with the 31 Days of Dread also, which is I'm less and less interested in movie news. I'm less and less interested in what's happening now in Hollywood and the landscape. Because for me, after the Harvey Weinstein stuff, it is, like it's just hard. It's very difficult to accept Hollywood as a business now. It's hard to bring their products into your home and get hyped, because the Harvey Weinstein stuff it's seismic, and it's not just that situation. It's not just him. We're talking across the board. Okay, it's a 100-year plus way of life, tradition, culture that is there. So I don't know. Like, am I more interested in going backwards for a while until this stuff balances out? Maybe I'll just focus on comics. It's hard for me to even do that because Marvel has literally destroyed the industry. With their left wing swerve. Marvel went completely left wing and thought that they could just throw anyone in a Thor costume or anyone in Iron Man, and just boom, like have it take off. I think some of these other characters that are quote unquote popular, like Gwen, Spider Gwen or some crap. I just think they're fake popular. Those characters are not even close to having anything substantial around them to resonate 20 years from now. Like, there's no story. Look, even the Clone Saga resonates for Marvel, but whatever. It resonates because it's still a story. There's still good parts of it, and everyone's it's just a part of comic book lore. There's nothing Spider Gwen or whatever. There's nothing that character is contributing, or I believe is able to. But yeah, so I really don't like what Marvel's doing. Like DC is everything's alternate, so there's no continuity there. So I don't know. Like the future of Dream Warriors is very interesting. So I think I'm gonna go on a run of just doing gimmicks. I really want to do something big with Stranger Things. I might do like an episode a night for that. Season 2 is coming out very soon. I think should be today, hopefully. And yeah, I just want to say F it and just start with Stranger Things episode 1 and see if I can enjoy that show. That's something I just too many borrowed from too many source materials, or there's too much easy source material and too much nostalgia in that it really didn't pull me in. But maybe if I rewatch it and then go into season 2, I can really do something. But yeah, so it's interesting. The future Dream Warriors is kind of teetering now because I want to get through this 31 Days of Dread. I want to talk about more movies. I want to discover more movies. I want to tell you guys more about two awesome filmmakers like Burke and Olsen here. And I want these guys to have big careers and do amazing movies. But yeah, like stay out of the Hollywood system. Is a different Hollywood going to emerge out of this? Yeah. Do I want to sit around and wait for it? No. So I don't know. My other option was I wanted really to do a football podcast, like year round. Just really kind of go deep into football. And I'm so disinterested in even the NFL right now. I'm kind of like disgusted by that, by what they're doing. So I don't have anything. Hey, look, I'm joining on. Wow, 20 minutes, and more than half of this was not Body, the 2015 movie available right now on Amazon Prime. But really, do me a favor, catch this movie, go for it. Start roundhousing mother effers. Get excited for this flick. Get some popcorn. just and order pizza. Hell, you know what? Get pizza and get popcorn. Just do that, and just have a good time. And just know, like you're watching a limited means movie that is essentially works as a play too, which is awesome. Dream Warriors, 31 Days of Dread, day 22. We're out.